All right, and welcome back to Gotham Sound's coverage of NAB 2026. We're at the sit-down portion of our interview with Nancy.
And Nick may never leave now.
I may never leave. My feet are so comfortable. So Nancy, in addition to Q5X, Q5X is also the North American distributor of Neso and Wavenet.
Correct.
Wavenet and the Neso 2.4. And there's something big from Wavenet. What do you have?
We were thrilled to find out that they have modified not only the receiver, the behind-the-ear receiver, IFB, they also have modified the transmitter. This is a wonderful situation if you want to have the transmitter on a desktop. You can pair infinite numbers of receivers to it. Beautiful setup. But if you want to be mobile like you guys and you're on the run and you don't want to be tied to a desk, the blue box turns into this beautiful little silver transmitter that is placed where you want it, and the receiver is now smaller. When you compare it to the previous receiver, you've got a sleeker look. Like all of the Neso products, they come in a variety of colors, and this allows you to be able to be remote, talking to talent. Again, this can pair with an infinite number of receivers, and you don't have to stay behind a desk.
And so the idea, and so just real quick, so this full size, it's still 12 volt DC, only 12 volts, so you want to make sure it's regulated 12 volt. So this could go on a sound cart. But if you wanted to have a little bit of extra oomph and put that on somebody, hide it, you would pair it with, say, an IFB, you know, Comtech. Yeah. So what you want to see the...
The little transmitter?
The little transmitter, yeah. So you could put that anywhere on talent, paired with an IFB to feed a UHF signal. It's got an 1/8 inch input on it. And then we were talking about, so the difference in range between the Neso 2.4 transmitter, full size, and this. What's the range on this guy and what's the range on this guy?
300 feet on this.
On the full size?
Legitimate 300 feet. And on this one, 150 feet.
Okay, so it's about half the power,
but half the power.
It's a 10th of the size, a 20th of the size.
And if you're familiar with Phonak products, the translation is what you get in Phonak in feet, we do in yards.
I see. Okay.
And so when you look at that 100 in our literature, it's 100 yards, where in a Phonak world, it's 100 feet.
I see.
And in the previous version, we also had the in-ear, not just the behind-the-ear. But ultimately, users think they want this because they're used to it.
Yeah.
But it creates so much occlusion that you're off balance compared to the beauty of the dome in this, where you still have the ambient sound, not complete blocking of your ear.
Yeah.
So we find that customers gravitate towards this as the first try, but we throw this one in and they end up liking this one best. So we're excited about this new option.
And what's the battery life on this guy?
That one I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't asked that question. One of the features of this is there's a live mic, constant live on mic. And one of the innovations that Q5X is looking to achieve in talking with customers is if you don't want this live all the time, which would be confusing, especially if you have multiple transmitters that are paired to the same receiver.
You can do that.
That is going to be chaos. You can.
Interesting.
But that would be chaos. So in this case, Q5X is looking at a creation of a separate box that would effectively sit between this transmitter and a microphone. And so you could control that with a mute.
I see.
So that you could stay mute until you're ready to talk, rather than blasting out to everybody wearing the IFB.
So, hold on. Peter's got a question from behind the camera.
Peter has a question.
Peter has a question.
If you plug in an 1/8 inch, so this is how I envision using this. Plug in an 1/8 inch like from an IFB receiver, right? So now you're creating a long range system. Does that automatically mute the onboard mic?
That is a good conversation to have when we get into that. So we will definitely bring you in on the whiteboarding sessions, Peter, so that we meet all your needs.
All right, good.
Yeah, so that's so the interesting thing about being able to pair multiple transmitters with the same receiver is that conceivably one could have a music feed in it, let's say, and another one could have somebody off screen cueing them to say, 1, 2, 3, go. Do this now. So that is very interesting for off-screen prompting.
Lots of change of workflow possible when you've got this kind of functionality.
And so this is for our Gotham customers. Neso Wavenet is a special order. But what is the lead time, for having this in your inventory to be ready to ship?
It's shipping now.
Okay.
So tariff pending.
Tariffs pending.
You can get it across
it.
the border from Canada.
Okay. And then do you know the approximate price pre-tariff?
I don't have that at the top of my head,
Got
but
it.
I would assume it's in the similar range as what we've been doing before.
Got it. Okay. Perfect. Nancy, thank you for joining us again, or allowing us to this side of the booth to use your stools. Is there anything you wanted to say, or do you have... You're good? Okay. All right. Perfect.
Now you're on camera. Well, how much do you want to correct, Paul?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Great. Well, look, thank you again.
Thanks,
Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We will be back as we continue.
Happy rest of NAB.
Yes, as we continue our coverage of NAB 2026. Stay tuned.